Good morning, dear students. After learning about a legendary personality in music, Evelyn Glennie, we move on to another such great personality in the field of music. And the good thing about this personality is he belongs to us, very much to our nation, India. Yes, you are right. We move on to the second part of the third chapter, which I told you in the previous video is about Ustad Bismillah Khan. Think about the Shehnai, and the first thing that will come to your mind is either a festival, a musical festival, or a wedding ceremony. The second thing that will probably catch your attention is Ustad Bismillah Khan. Such great is his name and his fame. There is no substitute to hard work and dedication, and Ustad Bismillah Khan is a perfect example of this. Now today we will learn in this chapter through this video about the great personality Ustad Bismillah Khan. Now before we move on to his personal experiences, I would like to tell you about Shehnai. Shehnai is a musical instrument. It's a reeded musical instrument. Reeded is which has reeds like a flute to allow the air to pass through the musical instrument. Now, before Shehnai, there was another musical instrument named as pungi, which was played all across India. But that musical instrument was banned by King Aurangzeb, by Emperor Aurangzeb. It was banned because of its shrill and unpleasant sound. In the court of Emperor Aurangzeb, there was a barber who thought of devising a new instrument with some improvisations in the already existing instrument known as pungi. He made some advancements in the same, and later on it became a new instrument which, when was played in Emperor Aurangzeb's court, really impressed him and made this instrument's playing mandatory in his court. Now, to name this new instrument, now Shah is the king, the emperor. For the first time since this instrument was played in the court of the emperor, hence they took the word Shah, which later became Shah. And since it was played by a barber in Hindi is Nai, they joined Shah and Nai, and we came to know this instrument as Shehnai. So this is the story of Shehnai. Now, the connection of Ustad Bismillah Khan and the instrument Shehnai is very deep and strong. That's why the picture of both comes simultaneously to our minds. For that, I move on to the chapter with the help of your book. Now, when this musical instrument was not even introduced to Ustad Bismillah Khan, he was still very interested in cultural and musical programs. He used to play and sing a Bhojpuri Cheta song in his village Dumrao, which was in Bihar, where he was born. There was a temple nearby, and he used to sing the Bhojpuri Cheta song there. And when he used to sing that song, at the end of the ceremony, the priest of the temple used to give him a huge sweet laddu, which weighed about 1.25 kg. And that was his first prize for his interest in cultural music. After that prize, Ustad Bismillah Khan never turned back, like Evelyn her said. He never turned back means he moved up through the various prizes and titles to receive the great Bharat Ratna. So Ustad Bismillah Khan is actually a Bharat Ratna who was honored with this prize. In any North Indian wedding, without the playing of Shehnai, it seems impossible to complete the wedding procession. Bismillah Khan was only 5 years old when he used to receive this laddu, and he was born on 21st March 1996. He belonged to a very well known family of musicians. His grandfather, who was Rasul Baksh Khan, was himself a great Shehnai player, and his dad, his father, who was Pegambar Baksh, was another great Shehnai player. Now, in childhood, India had a trend of children going to their maternal uncle or maternal aunt's home for the vacations. Once, for these vacations, with his mother, Ustad Bismillah Khan, when he was just 3 years of age, went to his maternal uncle's place. There, with his maternal uncle, he used to go. His maternal uncle's place was in Banaras, and with him, he used to go to the Kashi Vishwanath temple. His uncle used to perform there. Uncle's name was Ali Baksh. Now, when uncle used to perform at the great Ali Baksh temple, this child, Ustad Bismillah Khan, felt very impressed and he felt an inspiration to follow his uncle. So, his lessons of Shehnai, despite of the fact that his own father and grandfather were great Shehnai players, his lessons began at his maternal uncle's place with his maternal uncle Ali Baksh. At the age of 14, Ustad Bismillah Khan was with his uncle Ali Baksh. He had gone to a musical concert in Allahabad. There, they met a legendary personality, Ustad Fayaz Khan. And Ustad Fayaz Khan, after listening to Ustad Bismillah Khan perform, said, "Boy, go on, one day you are going to make it great." And he does it. Ustad Bismillah Khan was the first voice to be streamed on All India Radio in Lucknow during its opening in 1938. His voice playing Shehnai was the first voice to be heard on the radio. Later on, it was very commonly played on the radio all across the nation. Another great achievement of this great personality is that he was the first one to address the nation after the independence in 1947. His Shehnai was the first occasion and the instrument that was played on the independent India's land, which the function which was combined with Jawaharlal Nehru's first address to the nation, the speech that later came to known as Tryst with Destiny. He sang Rag Kafi at the Red Fort there. Now, despite performing in his nation, Ustad Bismillah Khan has also performed on various international platforms. The King of Afghanistan was another personality who was very much impressed by Ustad Bismillah Khan and had really gifted him in abundance because of his talent. He has also been offered to stay there in royal luxuries and to perform and open schools. Another such offer that he received was from his own student who had settled in the United States and who offered Ustad Bismillah Khan to begin a school, to start a school in the USA. The student was interested to such an extent that the student said to Ustad Bismillah Khan that I would recreate the entire atmosphere of Banaras in the USA. I will copy all the temples and the scene around the temples in the USA. But the love of the nation of Ustad Bismillah Khan was such that he denied that proposal, saying what? Ustad Bismillah Khan said, "True, you can copy the temples of Banaras, the sculpture of the temples, but can you also bring the holy Ganga to the USA?" The student had no answer to it. Ustad Bismillah Khan, with respect, said no to his student since his love for his motherland India and for the river Ganga was huge. Once he was also asked a question by a reporter that while partition, why did you not think or did your family ever think of going to Pakistan? The answer to this was again a humorous as well as an intellectual one. He said, God forbid me to Pakistan. How can I even think of leaving the holy land of Benares and my motherland, Dumrao? He says, once I had gone to Pakistan, and that was also just to cross the border to say to people, yes, I have been to Pakistan. And there I said, on the border, I said, Namaste to Pakistanis and Salam Alaikum to the Indians. After reporting this incident, Bismillah Khan laughs. Now, another things to tell you about Ustaz Bismillah Khan is not just international fraternity and the emperors were so impressed by him, but it was also the filmmaker Vijay Bhatt who was quite awestruck with the talent of Ustad Bismillah Khan, and he had made various movies. Not just this director, some other directors as well have made movies on the Shehnai of Ustad Bismillah Khan. One such great movie is Goonj Uthi Shehnai, where the song is Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya. Now, Bismillah Khan was also the first Indian to perform at the Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. He was also called and took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival, and in the Osaka Trade Fair. And as far as we talk about the national awards, he has been conferred with Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, and the Great Bharat Ratna. In 2001, he was awarded the Bharat Ratna. When he was awarded the Bharat Ratna, Bismillah Khan, in his address to the nation, just said one thing: teach your children music. It is the richest cultural heritage of our nation. It was his keen desire to spread the veins of music to the generations of his own nation at his own motherland. Now, Khan Saab, which is Ustad Bismillah Khan, fondly known as, he was exceedingly fond of his motherland, his village Dumrao, and Banaras, where he learned to perform and where he performed every day. Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of rich cultural heritage of India. How he represents the rich cultural heritage of India. He is a devout Muslim, very true to his religion. Still, he could perform for several years at Kashi Vishwanath Hindu Temple. This depicts the abundance of culture in one personality. Ustad Bismillah Khan passed away on 21st August 2006. The day was declared national mourning by the Government of India for one day, and on that day he was 90 years of age. After prolonged illness, he lost his life. His funeral was a state funeral. About the personality of Ustad Bismillah Khan, if we talk, he was an inspiration to the entire nation, especially to the youth of nation who feel that to attain something and to achieve something, to go abroad is quite necessary. After attaining so many platforms based on the rich culture of his own nation, he rejected one after the other just because of the love towards his own motherland. He could not imagine, he says in his own account, I could not imagine life without the holy Ganga and the city of Benares. Such was his love for nation. We will, of course, always very fondly remember him as Ustad Bismillah Khan, the great Shehnai expert. Now we complete this chapter here. This was all about the sound of music. I told you while beginning that this chapter is in two parts. One about Evelyn, another about Ustad Bismillah Khan. Now we have completed both the parts. We will move on with the process ahead to solve the question answers of the given chapters. I would like you to go through the videos, through the notes provided to you, so that we can together solve the answers. With that, we complete the second chapter and the third content of the book Beehive. Thank you.